So after your TMZ journey, you now are hosting your own podcast.
Doing it while I was there.
Oh, you were doing it while it was there. So this really has catapulted and giving you free publicity. Do you feel that way?
Well, look, I guess the answer would be yeah, but I gotta be real with you. I think that a necessary part of the process of me moving on my own was feeling what it feels like to be on the other side of a story. You know what I'm saying? So I think that especially when God is moving your life, you always gotta pay. You know what I mean? You always gotta kind of learn lessons. And I think for me to look at a story where I was possibly being misrepresented and look at something maybe get blown out of proportion, it was important for me to see that because it's as important for you moving on to know what you don't want to be a part of as it is for you to kind of know what it is that you want to be a part of.
True. But Van, I love that, Van. You know what? I love that. But the first time I learned about you is about that Kanye West. You know what I mean? So I want to know what happened with you and Kanye and why did you feel like he was saying the things he was saying and why did you check him like that?
Let me tell you, I don't feel like I checked him. Like I watched.
You checked him.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel like
you checked him, Van.
I didn't check him.
Oh yes, you did.
You challenged him.
I think challenging him is the way I would put it, and not even challenging him because, look, man, if we really believe in community, if we really believe in cultural patience and strength, then we have to be the ones that call each other in, right? We have to be the ones to be like, yo, fam, you wildin', just like that.
Right.
And it can only be done when people know you and when they trust you. I think that the situation with Kanye West was this, that for years he had built up an immense amount of goodwill, because of the subject matter of his music, because of the way that he had inspired us. And we had given him a gigantic cultural megaphone to talk to people on our behalf.
Sure.
Some very impactful lyrics. I am from South Louisiana. I'm from Baton Rouge. And so we were in the water when Kanye was talking.
Yeah.
And so when you even think about that, thinking about where we were at that particular time, there's somebody in New York who's saying, yo, things are messed up.
Yeah.
And he's doing his thing, right? We didn't ever think that the huge cultural weapon that we made him, that we would be in the crosshairs of it. We didn't think that was a possibility. And I don't know if he thought that. I don't know if he thought he'd ever be used as a weapon against us. And that's what was happening.
So you thought he was being used as a weapon?
Well, without a doubt. I mean, there's no way around that. The reality is that, I mean, you think that people that are walking around in red hats, that you think they care about Kanye West? They don't. They couldn't care less about him. They care about cronyism and tokens. Right. And the most powerful tokens are the ones that we love. You know? And so they don't care about Ye. We care. And so when he's saying the greatest sin that you can commit, it's not coming at me, not coming at y'all, not coming at them, but coming at our ancestors.
Right.
Exactly.
Because they were devoid of choices. They survived so that we could be on sets and do all of this stuff like that.
Right.
And, you know, being from South Louisiana, we passed by trees, and my granddad would look at that tree. They'd be like, there's souls on that tree, the people that swung there, and they had to endure. So no one, not Ye, not Barack Obama, not Oprah Winfrey, has carte blanche to call them into question. They're sacred.
So do you separate, or do you feel we should separate? Because some people say, well, this is his personal belief, and then we should separate that from the music. Do you find that you can listen to his old music still the same now, or have you just thrown it away altogether?
I couldn't before, but I can now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any, like, once again, as Black people, we have to have patience with one another. I couldn't before, but I can now. The music meant too much to me, and it still does. Still probably my favorite musical artist of all time. You know, still the guy that moves me the most, so I don't have any problem with listening to him.
So what do you think of your thoughts on his Sunday service? Do you think he's being, like, genuine, or you think it's just like a act? What do you think about that?
I'm not allowed to have thoughts. That's between him and God. So, I'm not certainly hoping that he's a charlatan. I don't wish that it's not true. I hope.
Would you go to a Sunday service?
No.
I would.
It's a quick no.
I mean,
you would go down?
Yeah, I like praising God. Like I think he's genuine.
You think he's
genuine?
genuine?
I think he's genuine.
I mean, not for me to really, to be honest with you, if we're gonna start running down a list of preachers and churches that we don't think are genuine, we're not gonna have no churches to go to.
You're right.
And so you go there, you feel the word, you try to get moved and all that. But that type of, I'm from Baton Rouge. That type of, that's too much for me.
I get it. I'm a Southern girl.
Yeah.
I'm from Houston, and Louisiana is our next door neighbor, so I understand that completely. So, you said just now that he still moves you, or his music still moves you as a musical artist. What do you feel like now? You said we have to hold him accountable. Can he come back from where he is now?
He isn't anywhere now. Kanye West is doing exactly what he wants to do. I think that giving people room to grow is giving them room to grow away from you. And I don't have to be in a place mad and upset that this Ye isn't the same Ye from 2002 or 2003.
Right.
Now, if you are around, if there's an artist or any person that you feel like is standing in proximity to people that are forming weapons against you, like I would argue that the Trump administration is, that the far right conservative movement, the alt-right movement is, then you gotta let people know that they're hurting you. But once they've made that decision, be well.
That's beautiful.
I get that. So now that the Red, say it again for me.
The Red Pill Podcast.
Red Pill Podcast.
I can tell you're an avid listener.
The Red Pill Podcast. What are the differences from being on TMZ to hosting your own podcast?
Long form. Like on TMZ, it's plug and play. It was, we have this, we have that. Well, what does Van think? And then I get to be quippy. I get to be cool. I get to be all of that stuff like that. And come in there, I'm so mad about racism, and then get out. I think that when you have a podcast or any of the other things that we're going to do now, that we have more freedom, people get a better sense of who you are, and they get a better sense of your range of knowledge and topics that you can opine on. So that's a lot more fun.
Who are you, Vaughn? Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
I'm someone that is linked to the experience of the community that I come from. And it had an effect on me in a very gut-wrenching way. Like in Baton Rouge, you watch young brothers and sisters that have all the potential in the world just fall by the wayside. And it happens so often that you get used to it. And you hear about it generationally. My father has stories about the smartest guy he knew, the best basketball player that he knew, all of these guys, all of these different people. And it never seemed like they had what they needed to actually take their talents and succeed in a real way. And we become okay with that. We become okay with not capitalizing on some of the talent and some of the brains that we have in our communities. That has affected me, and it has made me want to explore the reasons why we're okay with losing. And I think that freedom, justice, equality, and the power of community are things that I want to drive and I want to talk about, and I want to let people know that amongst everybody in this room, all of us together, we have exactly what we need to thrive. We don't need anything more than us.
Very well said. Very, very well said. So he asked you who you were. You attributed it to community. You've mentioned your father, I would say maybe 2 or 3 times already, and since we've sat down here. What was his impact in your life?
So my mom is like my soul, right? My mother was the one that let me know. My mother was sort of the person that told me it was okay to be who I am. My father was the person that demanded I be somebody, okay? And so the kind of man that he is, and kind of lessons that he taught me, it's uncommon. And it's a high bar. And so for me, I have his name, I have his face, and we didn't get along. I had to take my manhood from my father. I had to take it, I had to wrestle it away. Like when I grew up.
What does that mean, man? That's deep, man. That's deep to me, man, because I didn't have a father. So what did you have to do, man?
Meaning that, like, my dad once told me, I remember, it's funny because when you're a little guy in the country, they call you a little man. Like, look, he a little man. He rides horses. He rides on three-wheeler, or whatever. He a little man. But then when you become a big man, they got to remind you that you little. Because my father's whole thing was, you have to be more afraid of me than you are on those streets. So I need you to know that if you mess up out there, you have to come back to there was always somebody in life that was holding me accountable. I was never just in the wind. So when I decided that I had opinions, all of these opinions that I'm giving people and all of that stuff like that, I tried it on him and he didn't buy it.
He just knew you.
Yeah, it just wasn't, boy, I don't care what them books say.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about being a man. And when I was like, no, this is life, this is real, this is the way I look at it. I've had my own experiences, I've had my own this, my own that. I got a little girl, I sneak her in, the whole deal, all of that stuff. He just made me earn it.
God.
And earning it from him meant I had to take something from him. And so there was a time when me and him weren't on very good terms.
I got to ask you something after we get this all this question. What's your question?
Hi.
What's your name, please?
Michelle.
How you doing, Michelle?
Hi. First of all, I'm glad to see you, and I do miss you on TMZ. Oh my gosh, but through social media, I have seen a different part of you. I was like, oh, I didn't know Ben was smart and knew all that, but I mean, because we only, like you said, seen snippets.
Right.
But my question is, so I still watch TMZ, but so can you give us, not judging, but still what are your thoughts, or what could you, words of encouragement, or things you could tell us on how should we watch TMZ? For me, sometimes oh, TMZ and Wendy is the truth, type, but you're not there no more, but I still watch. But how should we watch it? Because I'm listening to you and you're giving us sort of some insights about how we should take in information and how we should analyze that information. What's your thoughts just as an audience, as you like a community looking out for all of us? How should we watch TMZ? How should, with a grain of salt, or how should we take that information?
You should watch it however you want. Now, I will say that the information that you get on TMZ, they pride themselves on being real journalists. And so they source real sources, they break real stories. Nothing's changed since I'm gone. If you want to, people hit me all the time and go, Van, TMZ is not the same since you left. Van, I hate TMZ. Van, I never watched TMZ. I want to answer those people. I don't care.
I know you don't care. Thank you for the question.
No, what I mean is that if you're not doing me any favors by not watching the show, you're not doing me any favors by telling me how much I missed. I appreciate those sentiments, sister. I really do. But I'm over it.
But you know what, Van? It seems to me like you have a strong personality, and white people are scared of black people with strong personalities. Right. And it seems like you had your own opinion, and they didn't like that. That's what it seems to me.
Right.
Is that kind of true?
And a lot of the viewers as well.
Right.
But remember now, whether that's true or not, brother, I'm not a victim.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
I feel the strongness here. I feel the strength.
Right.
So I'm giving you props.
No, I get you. I got you, my brother. I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna move on. My life is guided by purpose. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna do great, amazing, big things. And I remember one time LeBron James got. This is my favorite LeBron moment. They put the Cavs out of the finals, right? And LeBron's sitting there and he's giving a press conference. And they're talking about all of the people that are talking about the Cavs and stuff like that. And LeBron James goes, listen, here's the thing about those people. He said, the unfortunate thing about them is they're going to wake up tomorrow with the same life that they had yesterday.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go on and have great times with my family and do all of this stuff like that, living exactly the way I want to live. No one can take from you what's for you. I am more than thankful for the opportunity that I was given for 9 years on TMZ. More than thankful. It's time for something else. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, in these last 5 minutes, tell us about the weight loss journey that you went through.
Oh man, I was big.
How big? How big
About
were you?
370 pounds.
Ooh, you look good, bro.
Yeah,
Looking good,
370 pounds. And
But you're tall.
I love it when people say that.
I know, listen, people do me like that and I hate it,
Yeah,
but I
I'm
did not realize.
7 feet tall.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
370, 370.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But no, I appreciate that. But no, it was really the first thing in life that I had to conquer. And conquering that led to everything else. I think that a lot of times roadblocks are in front of us. We get too used to the things that hold us back. And once you get used to something that is holding you back, it's basically like admitting the limitations of who you are. And so really for me, after I did that, I didn't think that there was anything that I couldn't do because it took a day in, day out devotion to health, and it's taken a day in, a day out devotion to never going back there.
What sparked that?
I was getting out the car, and I got out the car and I went, woof, woof. And my heart rate was all the way up. I was like, really, just from getting out the car?
Yeah, that'll get you.
And I went to, and I was like, you know what, I wonder how much I weigh. So I went to Walmart back home in Baton Rouge, and I went to the Walmart, and I remember the guys there. It's like, yo, you get one of these scales or whatever. I stepped on the scale, and the scale said I weighed 50 pounds. And
Kilometers.
no, it was a 300-pound scale. So the number, it had gone to 0, and that's 300 pounds. And the 50 pounds
Oh my God.
was what I was. And so I was like, that can't be right. So I went to GNC, talked to a guy at GNC. He was like a musclehead, whatever. He was like, yeah, dude, that scale's right. I'm 212, I'm jacked. And so I get on the scale there, and the scale at Walmart was wrong. It was light, 15 pounds. So I called Mom, and I was like, yo, like, I'm big. She goes, oh, I know, boy, I'm proud of you. And then I go, no, I'm like 365 pounds. And she just answered back the way she always does. Okay, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. And you started to change your life.
Yeah.
So I changed my life.
That's good, brother. That's good.
So what will be the next chapter in Van's life?
You guys will see pretty soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give him a little
Can't give us a little
Come
taste
on,
of
man.
something?
Can't give a little taste, man.
on, man.
We gotta wait till the ink dry. Y'all know how this is,
This is
man.
Fox Soul. Come on, give us
Y'all,
some
I know,
man.
but y'all wasn't telling people about this till all of this stuff was ready to go. Y'all knew it had to get the contract signed and stuff like that. What I will tell you is this, though. What I will say is this, is everybody reached out. And we had as many opportunities as we wanted. And we had as much as we could handle as far as things. There's absolutely zero reason to feel sorry for me. I will be back on your television very, very soon.